Welcome, PBA LBC League Bowlers. Once again, I'm Neil Stremmel, your Director of Rules and Equipment. Today, I'm joined by Hall of Famer, PBA Hall of Famer, Wes Malott. Wes, how you doing?
Very good.
Thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Hey, we've been talking about different scenarios that the league bowlers are going to start coming into. You start bowling tournaments or bowl with higher rev players or things like that. I wanted to get your take on that and your understanding of the situation. Can you help me understand that better?
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios that go into the game or the sport of bowling that people don't really realize or think about or anything like that. And I come across this in the pro shops back home, talking to customers, and I'm like, man, nobody's really explained it to me in this way. And it makes a lot of sense, though. But, I mean, you mentioned tournament. It could be, second shift of league. We're seeing some of that now. I know back in Texas where I'm from, one of the main centers might be shutting down, so they're going back to double shifts. So we're seeing more of that. But then also, like we talked about, tournaments, state tournament, whether it be city tournament where you're bowling, more than just your three average games that you're bowling in league. And that's what's nice about this is we're able to kind of elaborate on all of it. But the idea is, one thing that I always look at is the players that I'm bowling with. Are they, straighter, more tweeners? Are they crankers? Are they two-handers? How much, and when I say that, how much are they tearing the lane up or chewing the lane up? Because these bowling balls are like sponges. They take the oil off the lane and then the oil never gets back on until you reapply oil with the machine. So, and clearly we're not doing that in the middle of qualifying or the middle of tournament play or anything like that. So we have to factor all that in. And that's also going to dictate what balls I might end up using, how much I can maybe expect to move throughout the event. So all that, again, comes into play.
Yeah, that all makes sense. So you brought a couple of balls to kind of show that and take a look at that. We've got a lane condition out here that's been beat up pretty bad. We used it for TV last night and it hasn't been re-oiled since. So, good luck with that. But yeah, I'm interested to hear about these balls and then see what they can do out on the lanes.
Well, I will say that I haven't bowled on this particular lane that we're going to tape on, but I can tell you that from experience bowling qualifying 2 days ago and then watching some of the balls go down on the show last night, if the lanes were fresh, I definitely would choose the Cyclone. Even in qualifying on the other side where they hook a little bit more, we bowled 10 games of Baker and I never got to the IQ Ruby. And that's what I brought today. And practicing a little bit right now, the IQ Ruby I would definitely throw over the Clone. So, that's just kind of how much, you mentioned they were oiled last night. You had the lights on them. You had 4 games bowled on them. Now they've set all night, so all that factors in and plays into how they're going to play out. So we'll see what happens.
All right, sounds good. Let's grab one and then we'll look on Specto and be able to see the difference between the two.
Well, I can tell you from practicing a little bit, I think the Clone is definitely going to be a little earlier, a little smoother. Overall, probably a little less hook. The IQ Ruby is probably going to force me a little bit farther left because it's retaining some energy down lane. So you're going to create more angle down lane with it. Therefore, that forces me a little bit farther left. So you'll probably see that on Specto when we're able to put that up.
All right, that sounds good. Let's see it. Let's see it out there.
All right.
All right. All right. So we saw a good shot there. You were talking about some differences now that you're seeing. What are you seeing out there?
Well, actually, what I've done since warming up earlier is I've actually moved up on the approach and moved to another zone left. And what that allows me to do is see more oil in the front part of the lane, which is naturally going to allow the ball to retain more energy down lane and create some shape. As you see, I've done that with the Clone. Because the Clone, as I said, is stronger, is going to be a little bit smoother. So when you get into more oil, when they get a little cliff, is what I call, or wet dry, stronger balls are typically what you're going to want to do. That way it kind of blends it out. And that's what I've been able to do is get in more oil so that ball will get through the fronts, retain more energy, and still go through the pen.
All right, so you're able to find a good line with the more aggressive ball. What do you think about the Ruby? What do you think we're going to see there?
I think I mentioned that wet dry or that cliff. I think that's where the Ruby, because it's a quicker response cover, meaning it's cleaner through the front, going to respond quicker to friction. with the friction that's out there and the amount of oil that it started with. I think it's going to be, okay, but it's going to throw into play if I miss left. It might go a little too long, and it's not going to pick up and read that, read the friction down lane soon enough, and it's going to be too long. It might 210 or 2-pin or some sort, and if I get it right quick, it's going to really see that friction quick, like I said, quicker recover, and then it's just going to jerk and go through the face. So that's what I think we might see. We'll just have to see.
All right, let's check it out.
And there's the result.
So you jumped out there, it really responded well, but you already had that educated guess because you already have that knowledge of those balls. So you didn't even really need to throw that ball to kind of know what was going to happen in different parts of the lane. I love that. Is that just I don't know if you can explain that to me to a point where, here's how I got here, but.
Absolutely. I mean, the Ruby actually is drilled with a little bit stronger pin than the clone too. So, and that's maybe we had touched it back, trying to remember the last time I used it. I probably at the Lucy, we had touched it a little bit, meaning put a little bit of surface on it to get it to slow down and pick up with surface. And, you're seeing I missed left on that one shot, and it kind of was a weak 10. It didn't pick up and drive. And then so the problem is if I get a little slow in that spot where I missed right, where it was high flush, it's going to pick up and go through the face. And that's where that blending out with a stronger ball actually probably makes a little bit more sense right now. If I were to pick a ball right now to go into competition for score, probably going to go with a clone or something very similar to it.
I see that. That's great. All right, good information. A lot going on there. I hope the league bowlers out there learn something. I hope you continue to support our sport. Thank you very much.